Oh,
There we go. All right.
hello. Welcome to the We the People live stream on a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah. It was
I
actually
had
pretty nice today, wasn't it?
I had a very interesting day. Speaking to the Pacific County Public Utility District commissioners today for about 40 minutes, going through it back and forth with them.
So did you get it resolved?
I did, but
Not the way you wanted.
not the way I wanted.
Oh.
So they're charging me $3,600 uh, to transfer the power from one of our properties from the old tenant's name to my name as a deposit.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, a $3,600 deposit.
So they wouldn't reverse that? They wouldn't.
Oh, it's against their policies. And
Right.
if they were to do it for me, well, then they would have to do it for other people. But see, the crazy thing is that if I were less of a human, I probably would have shot their attorney and their manager. Honestly, because all three of the commissioners, they're older ladies. Like they could be my grandma, and they agreed with me the entire time. They agreed with me, and they're like, you know what, you're right. Yeah, this shouldn't be this way. Yeah, is there anything we can do? And then the attorney, which by the way also represented a client that tried to foreclose on my home, which is the same attorney, was like, no, we can't do this because if we make an exception here, we have to make an exception for everyone. And it's just probably not a good idea to do that. And then same with the manager, said something similar, even though it didn't make any logical sense. And I kept going around and back and forth. I'm like, okay, but there's no logic and reasoning in here. And where's the humanity in this? Right? And there's no humanity built in to these government policies. Yeah.
Not at all. Yeah.
No. So anyways, what ended up happening is that they decided to split the $3,600 deposit into 4 payments. So the next 4 months, I'm going to be paying an extra $900 a month in electricity bills.
So how long do they hold that deposit?
2 years.
Holy cow.
Yep. Yep.
Because they get interest off of it when you have it in the bank.
But they told me that they're going to work on this issue, and they invited me to their next meeting next month where they're going to talk more about this issue and see about fixing it in their policies.
Well, that's good. At least it's somebody getting stuff done.
Maybe, yeah. I'll go next. I'll go next month.
Have you ever been to one of those meetings before?
Yeah, this is actually my second one. It's just boring. And the thing is, it's like government meetings. The reason why people don't get involved is because they're so boring. It's like they bore people to death. Like you sit there for hours and you listen to them just patting each other on the back for all the great things they do, and the employees just patting each other on the back, like, and passing out bonuses and passing the budget and passing resolutions that they made up, and
the budget that gives them the bonuses.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Your money, my money, everybody's money.
Yeah. I left there very angry. Like my hatred for government, like I hated government before, but right now, like at this local level, you'd think that they could do something when it makes logical sense. It's like the building that we had was a cannabis grow, and it's no longer a cannabis grow. They took all the equipment out. None of the equipment's in there anymore. The electricity usage is not going to be the same. We're going to be using it for storage, right? But they said, oh, sorry, there's nothing we can do. We have to charge you $3,600 as a deposit.
It's not even rational. Like it doesn't.
There's no logic to it whatsoever. And they all agreed with me. But they said, "Oh, well, we agree with you, but there's nothing we can do about it because it's policy, and we can't make a decision right now because obviously they need to talk about it for multiple meetings, you know."
Right. Well, you've given them something to do now.
Yes, I've given them something to do, and I will be back next month. I will be at the next meeting. So
I wouldn't miss another meeting.
yeah, no, I'll be the thorn.
Mm-hmm.
What is that, county?
It is county. Yeah, Pacific County.
I'm dealing with city people right now, and
It's all the same.
it is. And they try to rope you into stuff like we're having for reclaimed water for our irrigation for the job I'm on. They mislocated it, told us where it was. That we even dug into the street. It wasn't there. It was nowhere near there. It was 300 feet away from where the city marked it. My guy spent thousands of dollars trying to find it. There's no recourse.
Yeah, what do you do?
Nothing. Then we went back to where I found it, where their guys were saying I found domestic. Not what I found was reclaim, and all we say there was already a meter there. All we had to simply do, and nobody's using the meter. It's a vacant lot.
Mhm.
Okay, they wouldn't even let us use that meter or even put a new meter there and use the water. They wanted us to dig down to the main line, which is 12 inches round, and tap into that, which makes no sense whatsoever. And then wanting us to extend the pipe to tap into it a little bit further down, right? So it's more
Yeah.
on the property, because it was actually the end of the line of their water line, their main line.
What happens to people when they get employed by the government? Like, what happens to common sense?
Well,
I
what did you
don't get
say?
it.
The inspector, or not even the inspector, some guy comes out with the inspector and penny loafers.
It's the city, one of the city engineers, the civil
Uh-huh.
engineer, not
Yeah.
the city engineer, the civil engineer that works for the city. They're terrified for him to go to work as the city engineer, because he comes out on every inspection in penny loafers onto a work site you're supposed to have steel-toed boots on. And he's there with the different inspectors, building inspector, and even the land inspector, telling them what to do. They won't even allow them to do their job, and just cuts in. Oh, I don't like that. I want you to do this, this, and this. And it's not even their job or his job.
And they're wearing Birkenstocks.
It's horrible. It is horrible.
Yeah.
And I can't say if I say anything to him about him not wearing boots on the job. I've hinted at it and told his other people, man, he should not be coming on my job site without boots. And if I say
It's a safety issue.
I'll fail every inspection if I say
Yep.
anything.
Yeah, because they have control. They have the power.
And he is
Right. It's like I can only push back so much. We had a 40-minute discussion about this. I did with the PUD board today. 40 minutes of me going back and forth. And they all told me I was right. And then at the end of the day, they're like, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
No, there's no logic. There's no humanity in the system.
No.
Well, and then, when you do push back, like, we fought about our smart meter for like a year, right? And every single time that I would talk to somebody, I'm talking from the attorney to the people in the office, they all know who I am. And what I would get is I would get letters back telling us that if we have another incident saying that we were threatening the person who came on our property, and that if we had another incident, they'd just shut off our power
permanently.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
Really? I'm like, go for it. Like, I'm ready for that anyway. Like, bring it on.
Have you told them the whole story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why are you threatening me because I'm pushing back? You're not listening to me. So then they just, once they can't, shut you up, then they just start threatening.
Yeah, it's unfortunate,
But I figure if the only thing I haven't been is thrown in jail yet. So I figure if I'm getting threatened, I must be doing it right?
Yeah. So Christina says hi crew.
Yeah.
So hi, Christina. She's coming on Wednesday. Is that right?
Thursday.
Gotcha.
Thursday. I'm excited.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, man. So with your gubernatorial campaign, we just got to talk about bringing humanity back into government. Like this is ridiculous. Like the way that they act as if they are, our overlords.
They
You know,
talk about no kings when every single one of them act like kings and queens. Say
yeah,
whatever they want.
exactly. I was there at the meeting. Like all the commissioners, all three of them agreed with me, but then the manager and the attorney were like, no, 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 we can't do that. And it's like these are the employees. They're the ones getting paid. I've got 4 accounts with the PUD. Like I've got 4 electrical accounts. Like I'm paying $1,000 a month already to this government organization. And
Aren't they
they just
private?
feel like they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Aren't they supposed to be a private municipality?
Yeah, it's public.
That one's public.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
Well,
public utility
Municipalities,
district.
period, they're hard to deal with. A lot of them.
yeah. But none of these people are actually, I mean, I guess when you get down a little lower, but they've had these jobs for decades, and then they're not really people who are out there working. Like, you know what I mean? Like
No,
I know
no,
that
they're
they're
not.
working, but they're not, they've got these cushy little jobs. And yeah,
And they
make
get a little bit
common
of
sense
power.
great again.
It's not even with that. Even people like at a laundromat years back.
Oh yeah.
Even at a
Yeah, I
laundromat,
remember that.
it's people's ego. It's not just government. It's almost everywhere. This laundromat we used to go to when we were a lot younger, and this one it's like the woman running. Oh my God!
She was
You
like,
talk about a power trip. Oh, off the hook. And that's how all these people act. They
yeah.
get a little bit of power and they think they can do whatever they want. And that is
Yeah.
not how it's supposed to work.
It
Although
isn't, especially with government. With a private business like a laundromat,
yeah,
you have to take your business somewhere else if that
Right.
lady's a
yeah,
bitch. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If she's a
With the
cunt,
government,
like,
you have no
yeah,
no
options.
option. That's the
yeah,
difference.
with the government, no option. Like with power, with electricity, I had no option. I showed up at the meeting. Like I had no warning. They cut our power off yesterday. You know what I mean? I had no warning in
Wow.
that building. And that building houses the septic system for the entire property. So we have a coffee stand, we have a retail store. So when they cut off the power without warning, because it
Oh,
was
wow.
the tenants, it wasn't me, the tenants, are behind and got cut off, right? And maybe I should have reached out to the power company, you know, but without giving me a warning as the property owner, right? They just cut it off. And it's
Yeah,
like,
they
so
should.
I've got 2 businesses on the property, and one of them is a coffee stand. Like that's a health hazard to have the septic system not working. And when I mentioned that today, one of the commissioners is like, "We need to get it turned on immediately."
Is it a
Right?
pressurized system or something?
Well, yeah, there's a pump. So there's a
Oh,
pump that goes from the tanks to the leach field. You know what I mean?
yeah, you have a
So,
septic. I got it.
yep, yeah. So yeah, one of the commissioners, like the commissioners were very nice and they were super understanding. And, like I said, there's these 3 older women that could be my grandma, and they were all on board with what I had to say. But the attorney and the manager were both against doing anything to help me whatsoever. So I am going to be the new thorn in their side. The commissioners, those ladies, like I said, very nice, but they were unwilling to stand up against the attorney or against the manager.
I have,
And they are
I
the
have a question.
bosses.
When's the next election for those people?
Oh, God. I don't even know. It's like a 4-year deal.
4 year? I mean, we need to get some We the People in there. Sounds like to
Yeah,
me.
we'll take a look. I'll run for it too. I don't care.
Right?
So right now, like,
Why not?
I'm gonna run for everything. I'm gonna run for everything and hope to win.
The reason why not?
I know. I was just thinking we should find out about our city council here, or Frederickson Community Council, whatever.
Does
hell
it have
they
any
call
power in the community here, though? Obviously not, because of what they're building.
They're the ones that have built all these warehouses.
Oh, they're the ones that approved it.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. But that's happening everywhere. It's not just here.
Yeah.
Are they building data
all over the
centers?
country, and they're not being leased out
They're just empty warehouses.
everywhere.
Interesting.
Lots of them, and they're huge.
They're huge. Like there's an entire what the community assumed. Of course, none of us go to the meetings, right?
That was like 4 football fields over there.
The community all assumed that it was going to be a huge retail space at the corner of a very busy intersection that has grocery store and a bunch of other stuff in it.
Mhm.
And we all assumed that's what was going in because they had started putting in like there's a couple like an IHOP.
Oh, there's a Popeye sitting right there next to
Popeyes.
them, and they put a warehouse.
And then they
next
put
to it,
two huge warehouses there.
next to the Popeyes.
Like so big, we people originally were thinking that it was going to be a Costco. It's so big.
It's bigger than a Costco.
It's bigger than a Costco.
It's like the size of 4 Costcos.
But it's
one building.
It's
huge.
ridiculous.
Yeah. You see, and like I said earlier, it's like the trouble with this stuff. It's like we don't have time to go to all the meetings, and the meetings last for hours, and they're incredibly boring
and incredibly hard to get up to be able to speak. And if you do, they shut you down real quick. I was surprised. Like I figured today when I spoke at the meeting, like I would get 3 minutes. Okay. They did not do that. They actually had a conversation with me and it lasted for 40 minutes. I recorded the whole thing. It was 40 minutes of me going back and forth with them. Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah, very surprising that they did that.
Open.
Last time I was at one, they shut me down, told me get out or they're gonna arrest me.
Yeah, you know, if they would have just given me 3 minutes and told me to shut the fuck up, like I don't even know what I would do.
Thankfully, I have my wife to help me know when to shut up.
Yeah.
If she's there, I'll shut up. If she's not there, I can't help myself.
I don't know. They probably saw my gun on me and were just like, "Oh, we're gonna let him talk. We're gonna let him talk because I got it right here." Like,
Let's see.
but who knows?
Christina said we had an egg inspector. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's bigger too. A college
intern. We had an egg inspector, a college intern with a clipboard, ask us why the farm fresh eggs were brown.
Oh God.
We failed because we didn't have a bathroom in the barn, which is entirely counterintuitive, as we have no restroom no more than 100 yards away. Small farmers are regulated out of business. We had to eventually build a separate office dwelling so an USDA inspector can hang out in the AC while we process.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. This is a thing. We need to get people elected into office that are going to push back against all of these absurdities, like these absurd rules and regulations, right? And the commissioners today, all 3 of them agreed with me, you know, that it didn't make any sense why I was being charged $3,600 to transfer the utility bill over. Like they didn't get it. It didn't make any sense, right? But the employees wanted it. The attorney wanted it. That's getting paid $400 an hour. The manager wanted it. That's getting paid $120,000 a year.
Right.
And they were unwilling to push back. The commissioners were unwilling to push back. We need people in office to get elected as commissioners that are willing to stand up for the citizens, for the people.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, right? So like the commissioners, like, do you know, I don't know exactly how this works. So like, they're the ones that make the rules.
Oh yeah, they make the rules.
They could essentially have stood up that right then.
They literally could have voted right then and there to change the rule. Absolutely 100%. And once you understand that, you look at these cities that are 5 city council members, you only need 3 of them to actually make a difference. You get 3 of them to change any ordinance at all. Here in Pacific County, like I'm going to be running for Pacific County Commissioner in 2028, we just need 2 of them. There's only 3 commissioners total. If we have 2 commissioners that are fixing the ordinances, we are going to win. And there's a lady named Patty Gray, and she's running as a Republican in 2026, and you know, it's only 1 seat up then, but she is willing to go line by line with me through the ordinances to fix it. I talk to her every other day, like we're super close, and she agrees with me on a bunch of things, and she's helping with the recall, the other Republican, because the other Republican is just rubber stamping shit that comes from Olympia. So, but we got to have people willing to stand up and willing to do the right thing.
And not compromise, right?
Yeah, not compromise.
Not compromise on the things that we know that are right. That's where everybody goes wrong.
They go wrong when they start seeing dollar signs, a lot of them, and that's wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
That is the hard part. These people, even like movie stars, stuff like, they get into a position where they're making a certain amount of money, and all of them, they think they're shielded from everything, and they can do whatever they want. Just like politicians, the same thing. They think they're shielded from everything. Because, I guess because they are.
As long as you keep towing the right line.
Right?
Yeah. So, me driving home today, the hour-long drive from after the meeting, and and I'm just fuming. I'm just thinking, like, how can these people have so much control that an issue that makes logical sense, like, hey, I brought logic and reasoning and I repeated it 4 times, and all the commissioners agreed with me, but the attorney and the manager did not, and they had to default to the attorney and the manager. It's
Why
like,
is that? Don't they?
Because
decisions, aren't they the ones that vote, not the attorney and the manager? Don't
they're the
decisions at the council?
They are the ones that vote. But me as a constituent, right, as a customer, like, I didn't have an extra $3,600 to pay to get that electricity turned back on in that building. So the other 2 businesses had septic, right? What the compromise that they proposed, that the manager proposed, is that I split the payment up into 4 months. So I ended up paying $918 to get the electricity turned back on. And then I got to pay another $918 next month and another $918 the month after, plus the utility bills on top of that. Right? That was their compromise.
That's not much of a compromise.
And what am I going to do? Am I going to keep arguing with them, and they, and they take that away from me?
You'll never have
so I can't.
If you do what they say.
Yeah. Then if I don't do what they say, that'll be it. That's we're not going to have power. We're not going to have septic. And I told them it's a health hazard that it got shut off. And one of the commissioners was like, "Oh my God, you're right." I'm like, "Yes, it's a health hazard. Why didn't you contact me ahead of time?" "Oh, we didn't know." Like,
that's what's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. It is insane. But that's the government.
Like, how is it not a step in there that you should be notified when the electricity isn't being paid on your property?
Well, I'm the property owner, so I wasn't the tenant, and I wasn't the person that was on the account, right? So they were letting that person know, which, they haven't paid their rent in 7 months, so they obviously didn't give a shit about the power either. Like, they're,
Right.
So
they probably figure you pay it and they still have power.
Yeah, well, it got shut off. And I did. I went and I paid it. And we got all their trash and garbage we got to haul out and all kinds of stuff. It's a
Are they
nightmare.
Out?
They are out, yeah. They're out for good.
Wowza.
Yep.
Wow. I'm sorry that you had such a stressful day.
It is what it is. It's just life. But I think the lesson from this is that I am fucking pissed, and I am more motivated than ever to get people elected that will stand up against bureaucrats and stand up against things that don't make sense. Like, it didn't make any sense.
Not cave in when they get there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's why I support you for governor, Glenn, because I know you're not going to cave.
I don't
like
cave.
if you get elected governor,
I don't cave for nobody.
Yeah, you're gonna line item veto that shit, and I'm gonna be standing next to you.
Sure, they set him down in a room and said, "You're gonna do this, this, and this." I'll be like, "Oh yeah,
yeah."
We'll see about that.
I don't think that went over real well when they told him that either.
Yeah, well, I'll be right next to you,
Yeah.
Well, I'm just not the one.
pointing the gun at you or them, like whichever.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah.
No, but really, like that's what we need. We need politicians that are going to stand up to bureaucrats.
Right.
And what I found out today is that the politicians, the commissioners for the PUD, like they wanted to do the right thing, but the bureaucrats wouldn't let them. The people making
Right.
the big money that work for the PUD, they wouldn't let them.
Right.
And they didn't have the backbone to make it happen. So
Well, they got their, they're obviously older and have their cushy jobs that they don't want to lose.
yeah,
There needs to be limits on everybody's anything political or it has to do with citizens' money. There should be limits,
yeah.
and there shouldn't
You
be.
know,
They shouldn't get retirement after being 5 years there and get retirement for the rest of their life. Are you kidding me?
yeah, I agree. There's only so much we can do, you know, but bringing these issues to light and talking about them and then running candidates that are going to bring these issues to light, that's how we win.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Excuse me. Well, that being said, as always, like we want to hear about the issues that you guys have, right? And talk about those in your area. And so if you have things like this that you're dealing with, like Michael has, it would be great to hear from you because we can talk about what kind of solutions there are for those things. And being, what can we do as we the people and getting people into office and really making a change for the better and stopping these stupid policies.
Oh yeah.
So
Cool. Well, hey, like I'm on board. Tomorrow night we're going to be going through Glenn's website and we're going to be updating it. We're going to be adding all the issues. So if you want to join us for that, we have our live stream at 5 o'clock, and then we're doing the candidate training at 5:30. And at 5:30, that's when we're going to be going through Glenn's website. So Glenn, I'm excited for that tomorrow because you're going to have a huge audience of people as we update your website and all of the issues and show people how to, show candidates how to create their website based on a template. So that's going to be exciting.
That
Yeah.
make it easier for them if they have a template to go by, right?
Yep. Your website is going to be the template. So whatever we come up with tomorrow, or, maybe we'll update it a few days after, but that'll be the template.
Right.
Right. So they're all going to see your face and have to swap out your face for their face. So
Should I put my Santa suit on now? I'll be the Santa Claus for the state.
yes, absolutely.
all right.
So we do have to get some pictures ready for tomorrow.
Yeah. I guess maybe we.
I mean, you can pull them off your Facebook like I did with the other one, with the axe coming up.
I like the one that you liked on my site.
What's that one?
Not the one with wings.
No.
The one with I like the one with the stone. Which one is it? The clear stone that you use. What's that one called?
The quartz?
The quartz. The one where I have the quartz on my neck.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
That one, I like
Yeah.
that.
So if you're watching this and you like what we're doing, please consider donating. WTPWA.com. We the People Washington. WTPWA.com. Join us
in the description as well.
Awesome. Yeah, we can use the help. We're running ads every single day, $5 in ads. Glenn's running for governor here in Washington State, and we're going to be making some big moves. I haven't seen any other candidates announce that they're running for governor, and we're going to be pushing these issues all across the state. So we're approved to run ads, and your money, your donations will help us run those ads. So,
absolutely. Yep.
Yep.
We get everything back on track.
Yeah.
The way it's supposed to be.
Get her done.
And if you can't donate financially, share the posts.
There. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Even some time.
It's free.
Yeah.
Tell,
Yeah.
Cool.
tell your friends, tell your family.
Yep.
The old shampoo commercial. They told 2 friends, and they told 2 friends, and they told 2 friends. Just like that.
Well, it's going to make a difference. You know, if we get second place in the primary, it's only us. It's us and probably Ferguson. You know what I mean?
Right.
Glenn Kelly versus Ferguson. You know, the Republican is not going to get a bunch of support. They're going to be the sacrificial lamb, just like Larry Sharp says, right? Because he's seen it over and over again in New York. Washington State is very much like New York.
Yes.
You know, the Democrats are more than likely going to get first place, and we have to get second place. If we can get second place because we have a top 2 primary, it'll be us versus the Democrats,
Right.
and we have a chance of winning this thing. So,
Yeah. Well, and you know,
Absolutely.
I saw it with Kennedy. We had people from both sides, and it's much easier to get an independent in here than it would be to get a Republican. We're not
Oh, yeah.
going to see a Republican here. Like if you know that is a wasted vote.
They're too
here.
they're too demonized.
Well, yeah,
they are.
They're just going right along with everything and pretending to fight. Like they have no power whatsoever, but we can hold all the power.
Yeah, well, the thing that separates us from Republicans and Democrats is that we are all about direct democracy, like real democracy. What we have now, like, you know, we've talked about numerous times, is an oligarchy with extra steps. Like, we don't have a democracy. We don't. Like, we are voting on oligarchs to then decide everything for us. That's not democracy at all.
No.
Right.
And
They're getting ready
the way, go ahead. Go ahead, Glenn.
they're getting ready to decide to give us an income tax too.
Yeah, they
And
get to
they're
decide.
gonna decide it, not us.
It's not going to be on the ballot.
Nope. They're just going to do it.
Yeah, so we have to take the power back, and we can take the power back. And you know, is direct democracy the best? Probably not. But is it better than what we have? Absolutely, 100%. It's 100% better than what we have.
Right.
So
Right.
if we get to vote on every little issue, if we get to vote on every spending bill, like if we get to vote on all of these things that matter to us, there's going to be so much more participation
Right.
from us, from people.
Right.
And there's going to be less corruption, which is what we're dealing with. A ton of corruption.
That's the biggest problem is corruption.
Yep.
Money corrupts. Money corrupts completely.
Yep. Absolutely.
Right on. All right. Well, Michael, I hope that you have a good evening.
Yep. We will.
Yeah, you too. Thanks so much. We'll see everyone tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Awesome.
All right.
I'll try to be here too.
Yeah.
If I'm home, I should be home on time.
Cool.
All right.
Awesome.
Have a good night.
Right on.
Yep, you too. Thank you.